What's up, guys? Tack here again, and today we're gonna be doing something completely different. Let me start out by apologizing for not having any videos uploaded in like the past 3 weeks. Unfortunately, I got really sick, put in the hospital, and yeah, I've been in and out of the doctor's offices getting tests, trying to figure out what's wrong with me. So yeah, not good, but I'm doing all right now. I'm not the best, so I'm still getting sick here and there, but hopefully they find out what's going on soon. But other than that, yeah, I really want to keep posting videos for you guys, you know, so I came up with this idea a while ago, and you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not, how I was going to do it, but everybody says I have some of the most fucked up stories ever, so I figured, you know, why not share some stories with you guys. The only issue is I know a lot of you are under the age of like 14, you know, somewhere around there, and some of these stories aren't really appropriate for people that under that age, but you know, I'm just gonna do them anyways, you know. Hopefully you guys watch this, and you know, if you're too young, you know, or if you're watching it with like your parents or something, they won't let you watch it or anything, you know, but it's not gonna be terrible, like, but just don't take what I did as a kid and apply it to yourself, because I was a punk, you know. I'm lucky to end up where I'm at right now, because I should be in jail, to be honest. But yeah, so let's get into this story real quick. I forget how old I was, what year it was or anything, but well, I know how old we were. We were like 16, I think. Me and my friends, you know, my buddy, I'll call them by, you know, letters of their names, and I don't want to blow up their spots, but yeah, I was with my buddy Jay, and he had his license, you know. We all had our license, but he was like maybe the first or second one of our friends to get a car, so he got his car, and he had this like it's kind of cool. I mean, for what year it was like some kind of, I forget what year it was, a 90 something Celica, and the only reason he bought it was because he was like really into Supras, and like Toyota Supras, if you don't know what that is. And you could make a kit car out of that, but he never, you know, we never got that far with the car. It just ended up dying. But I mean, it was kind of cool, you know. We used to cruise around in it all the time. But yeah, he had just tinted his windows, right? And I don't know if you guys know, you know, but when you tint your windows, you have to leave them rolled up for like a few days until everything dries up, because if you roll the windows down, it'll just pull all the tint up and everything, you know. So he just tinted his windows. He had a sunroof, so we could you know, use the sunroof for fresh air while we were driving. And we used to go to this flea market like south of Boston, down in, what's it called, the Raynham Taunton Flea Market. And it was this huge flea market where like people sold everything there. You get everything for dirt cheap. And you know, we took a ride down there once, and yeah, I'm just walking around and looking at stuff, and I see this one dude. He's got a whole shelf of case, like a whole shelf case, whatever you want to call it, filled with guns. Looking at him like, what the fuck? Like, can you sell guns in a flea market? And like, they all look like legit guns. So I go walking over there, and I'm like, you allowed to sell guns in the flea market? The guy's like, you want to hold one? I was like, yeah, man. And I was like, let me see one. And he picks up this Desert Eagle, right? Like, I'm talking like a nickel-plated Desert Eagle. I've seen real Desert Eagles before, so I know what they look like, and this shit looked real. He hands it to me, and I immediately could feel something was wrong with it, and I'm like, what? And he's like, just pull the trigger. So I pull the trigger, and a butane flame comes out of it, you know, like a propane torch or something. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, this thing looks so real. I'm like, this seems kind of dangerous, right? And he's like, yeah. But I'm like, how much you want for it? And I think he said like $25, and I was just like, sold. I'm like, you know, throw it in a bag, give it to me. And he put it in a brown paper bag, gave it to me. You know, we shopped around with my friends for a little bit, and then we left. And as we were leaving, I'm showing everybody, like, everyone's looking at it like, holy shit, dude, like, this thing is, it looks like a gun. Like, you could walk up to someone, point it at them, and be like, run your shit, bitch, and they would fucking shit their pants. Like, it was crazy. It looked like a gun. But yeah, anyways, so we get that, you know, we're on our way back to hometown, and we're driving through this town, and we stop at the store, and we're sitting at the store, and we actually pull up a map here. Let me show you this map. So we're actually at this store here, is Tedeschi's store, and well, we pulled in here, and they have like a, let me see here. All right, so we pull into the store here, and they have like an entrance like right here, and an entrance right here, and there's parking over here and over here, you know. So we end up, so let's go ahead and take Jay's car and make it yellow, and we'll pop his car like right here, right? Oh, that's not. All right, so we'll picture that. That will be Jay's car, the car that we're in. So right now there's Jay, me and Shotgun, D in back, and this girl Kay in the back seat too. So there's 4 of us in the car, and we come pulling in, and sure enough, there's actually 3 of my friends there. So these 3 dots will represent my friends here, right? So we're all, you know, my buddy Jay goes into the store. He's going to get some stuff, and I'm out in the car, you know. I'm still sitting in Shotgun, but these 3 walk up to the window, you know. We all throw each other daps, you know, what's up, what's up, what's up, and we're talking, and I'm like, yo, my friend Bob was there, and I'm like, yo, Bob, check this shit out. And I kept it down on my lap, right? Like I pulled the gun out from under the front seat, and I kept it down in my lap, so like it wouldn't go above the windows, you know. And they're like leaning in the sunroof, you know, and so I actually had to open the door to show Bob it, because we couldn't roll the windows down, right? So I had to open the door, and you know, they're all looking in it like, holy shit, dude, that shit looks real, like, and you know, we're all contemplating what we could do with it. And so, you know, I'm just like, I'm getting nervous, like I don't want anyone else to see it, you know. There's people pulling in, other people pulling out and stuff, and you know, so I'm like, all right, let's just throw this back in the bag and throw it under the seat. And you know, we say, you know, Jay comes out of the store, you know, he comes out, gets back in the car, and we're like, all right guys, we'll talk to you later, we're gonna take off, you know. And I'm planning on taking this thing home and throwing it in my house, you know, because I honestly, like, I'm nervous. Like the police in this town, let me give you a little heads up, like the cops in this town all know me, all right? So that they know me by name, and it's not just my fault. Like my family, like my father and all my uncles, like destroyed my name for me too. So like I'm already on a shit list, like, so like I don't want to have this thing on me, you know, because pretty much the only reason, like, I just don't want this thing on me. Let's just put it that way. Like no matter where I go, I got pulled over. No matter who I was with, they saw me with them, they'd pull me over and search us, you know. So it was like this daily routine of me getting like patted down and like avoiding the cops and shit. So anyways, let's get back to it. So we're here, we got our buddies, you know, we shut the door and we say see you later, you know, and we're about to leave, right? So you know, we're about to leave, and like we're gonna pull out let me grab a red here. So let me pull this down a little. All right, so we take the car and we drive out this entrance, and as we're pulling out this entrance, right, let me just stop it here. Like as we're pulling out this entrance, we can hear something like this sirens of something like going on way down here. Like see this red circle, it will be like sirens. All right, so we hear sirens coming from there, and let's put a blue there so you know what's going on. So we can hear sirens way off in the distance coming from here. And let me give you a little heads up of what's going on. Like down this way is the police station. All right, so the police station's way down here on the bottom right, and we can hear sirens coming from the top left. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm not thinking anything, you know, we're about to leave, you know. So, you know, we can hear the sirens, but we're not thinking anything. And like this is a 4-way stop, so everybody that comes to this stop sign, this intersection has to stop. And this is like a town park, and I actually have an uncle that lives here, and a lot of my family lives in this area. So we're pulling out of here, you know, we're turning, we can hear the siren. Oh, let me get back to the red here. All right, so we're pulling out of here, we start heading this way, and the sirens are getting louder and louder. Like, I mean, they're still kind of faint, but they're getting louder. And we're driving, and you know, the sirens are getting like extremely loud now, and I'm still not thinking anything of it. But like, I turn around just to look because they're getting really loud, and like right here, like we'll make the police a purple so they stick out, right? So I'm watching behind me as we're like right here, and I see a cop just go sideways around this corner. Like I'm talking like he spun out, like just completely sideways, comes around this corner with the sirens on flying, and right behind him another one right behind him, and boom, I'm like, I look at my buddy Jay and look back at D and K, and I'm just like what the fuck, like what's going on? And so we keep driving, you know, we're thinking, I'm like, I tell Jay pulls over, you know, to let the cars go by him, so he pulls over like right here, right? So we pull over here. This is a park. My uncle lives like right here, and these cops, like they let's see. So the cops come flying down here. You know, there's two of them right now, right? And we're thinking, no, they're gonna go flying by us. So we're waiting for them to go by us, and they just block the street off right here. Stop, right behind us. And I immediately look at Jay like, oh shit, like, and I mean, this is where I get into the point of don't do as I do, I would say, because yeah, like I said, I was a different person back then. All right, so I haven't been in trouble, just so that you guys know, in over like 10 years now, so I've been doing good. But anyways, so they pull over. Paranoia instantly hits me, because back in the day, selling nickels and dimes of weed was like the way to make money. So, and you know, I was all about getting easy money back then. And you know, so I had a bunch of those on me. I actually only had 4 on me. I think 4 dime bags on me, right? So I'm thinking, shit, you know, I've got these 4 little baggies like that, blankly, like, obviously separate baggies, like they were these little tiny like things, and so yeah. Anyways, I have those on me. I also have the fucking fake Desert Eagle on me that looks like crazy real, you know. And they pull over, and we can still hear sirens coming from like towards where the police station actually is down here, right? So we can hear these sirens coming, and like there's like streets down here and stuff, and let me see here. So we got streets all over the place, right, that you can't really see. I only took this section of the map, but yeah. So anyways, let me pull my brush up. Alright, so we've got streets everywhere, and we can still hear sirens coming from like different directions, right? And we see, you know, I'm watching towards this park area because I know the police station is down here somewhere, and we see a cop, actually 2 cops, one right behind each other, come flying down here. You know, one stops like right here, the other one goes by him and stops right here. So this whole street right now is blocked off, and this isn't a really used street that much, you know. It's the park, and then there's a few apartment buildings here, but yeah, so they stop there and there, and we can still hear sirens in the distance, and I'm thinking, shit, like this is not good, you know. They know it's me, like, in the car, so they like, you know, just let me remind you, like, nothing has happened. Like, we're just sitting in the car, they're all sitting here, none of them have gotten out of the car, have done anything, they're just sitting there, and we're sitting here. So, and we can still hear sirens coming. Cop cars, 2 more come from this direction. This guy like stops right here. He almost pulls into the park, and this guy, other one behind him, passes him and like literally pulls up and blocks us off like right there. And he jumps out of his car and just hides behind his car, right? And this one cop, actually, I didn't recognize, but like I couldn't really see the other cops because they were all in the car. But I usually know like every cop, so I'm thinking like, what the fuck is going on? They, you know. And we still hear, you know, I hear like another siren coming from somewhere, and like literally this, like, out of nowhere, like from this cop comes flying through the park, blocks off like right here. So we've got cops like completely surrounding us, you know, unless we wanted to book left, like we weren't going anywhere. And Jay turns and looks at me, and he's like, I remember this in slow motion, and because like panic is like set in, like, you know, I've got bags of weed on me, I've got the gun, so I immediately pull out the bags of weed, and I just throw one to everybody in there. I'm like, just, you know, hide it somewhere, you know, I don't want them all on me. So everyone grabs one, even the chick in the back, Kate, grabs one, throws it in her purse somewhere, and, you know, everyone else hides theirs, but he looks at me and he's like, don't roll your window down. right? And I'm thinking like, all right, I probably won't have to roll the window down, right? I'll just open the door or something. And they all like on cue, they must have been on the radios, because like all like right on cue, everybody's doors kick open, right? Fucking I'm talking about the cops, all their doors kick open. There's like 6-7 cops there, maybe 8. So their doors kick open, they whip their guns out, and they just point them at the car, and they're like, put your fucking hands out the window now! We're like, oh shit. Like, Jay's like, don't roll your window down, don't roll your window down. I'm like, dude, fuck, they got their guns out, dude. Like, I'm rolling your window down. So I roll my window down, and the tint just starts bubbling up and ripping up the window and shit. And I put my hands out, and they want everybody's hands out. So I got my hands out the window, and Kay, she's trying to reach her hands out the window. And she's in this like little back seat in the back trying to reach her hands out the window. Jay rolls his window down, but it doesn't like do the tint did on my window, and so he lucked out on that window. But they get their hands out. So we got J, K, and D's. Everybody's hands are out the window, and I'm thinking like, oh fuck, man, like this is scary. Like something bad's about to happen, and it's like drive her out the door. So they get Jay out the car, you know, they hands on the head, walk backwards towards my voice, freaking get down on your knees, sit there, don't move. They run up, and they don't cuff him, but they just run up and just like sit him there, you know, like they get like close to him with the gun drawn on him. They get me out, I get out, do the same thing right next to Jay, and you know, we're both sitting there in the street on our knees with the hands on our heads. And I'm like, does this have anything to do with the gun? And he's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, well, if it does, it's under the front seat, and it ain't a fucking gun. It's a lighter. And he screams at me again, I told you to shut the fuck up. And this cop knows me well, so like he's thinking like, fucking just shut the fuck up, because I'm a smart ass, you know. And I was pretty bad with the police, so they get the other two out the car, you know, and they get us all back there in the street lined up in 4, and they make us all go over to the sidewalk and sit like Indian style, like cross your legs, put your elbows on your knees, and the hands on the back of your head. So picture that, like sit like Indian style, cross your legs, put your elbows on your knees, and then the hands on the back of your head. So you're sitting there kind of like looking down, but you're trying to look up to see what's going on, right? And so they one by one pick us up, pat us down, and it was so bad. Like they found everybody's little baggie, right? So they immediately stopped putting baggies on the hood of Jay's car, right? And they take all of our money too. Like I had a big wad of cash on me, and I think D had some money on him, and you know, obviously everybody else had a little bit of money on him, but we had like a decent amount of money on us, and they throw that on the car too. And you know, they start searching the car, and he's like, where's the gun? And I'm like, I fucking told you it's not a gun, and it's under the front seat. And so they pull it out, right? And they're looking at it like they think it's real. Like they're just like pointing it away from it. Like when they pull it out, like it's pointed down at the ground, you know what I mean? And they're just like looking at it, trying to figure it out. And I'm like just looking at him, shaking my head. And he looks at it, and I see him pop the trigger of it, and it spits the flame out, and I hear a couple of them start laughing. And but they're like, let me pull the map back up again. So like we're actually let me see, we'll be green here. So we're sitting here 1, 2, 3, 4 lined up, right? And sitting in style or whatever, and they're like over here, the cops are like over here, and they're trying to be quiet, but we can hear them, you know. But so they got on my buddy's hood, right? Bunch of baggies, weed in them. Now they take the gun, they lay that down. They find a whole bunch of sandwich baggies in Jay's car that are just like left over from probably from weed, and they pop those on the car, and there's a bunch of money there. And I'm thinking, oh my god, this looks fucking terrible. Like this is just like, it was like, it looked horrible. Like these 4 kids are fucked. Like if you were to drive by, like there was people driving by too, like going down this way, and everybody that drove by was just fucking staring, right? And I'm thinking, oh god, this is like 90% of my family lives around here, right? So I'm thinking, shit, I hope nobody drives by that I know. Fucking 2 minutes later, I see my cousin drive by, which is not a big deal. So he's cool, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't gonna go snitching and shit. So I'm thinking, and he, like, as he's driving by, I see his head turn to look, and he's like staring at the car, and then he turns and looks at the 4 people that's sitting there, and he looks ahead, and then he turns back and looks at us again, like he just recognized it was me, and he keeps going, right? And so he keeps going down here, and I don't think anything of it. I'm like, all right, he's not going to tell anybody, so no biggie. Like 2 minutes after that, right, I see my cousin come driving by this way, points at me, like gives me that, like, that fake gun point, you know what I mean? Like the thumb up in the air and the finger in the front, like with a big smile on his face, and just keeps driving. So I'm like, oh shit. Like, so he definitely knows. And he actually keeps driving and then pulls into my uncle's driveway, and he realizes that my uncle's not home, so he pulls in the driveway to watch what's going on. So he's sitting here, and so let's get rid of that. So there's my cousin sitting here watching what's going on, and everybody else, you know, people are driving by staring, you know, and they're, you know, coming over talking to us, you know, what's with the baggies, and they actually found a pipe under my buddy Jay's seat, and they put that up there. And, you know, like maybe 10 minutes have gone by, and my cousin's still chilling up here watching. And next thing you know, his mother drives by, looks right at us. But she doesn't, like, look at me like she knew what was going on. So I'm hoping, like, oh, shit, maybe she didn't see me. And it wasn't my car, so hopefully she didn't notice it was my buddy's car. And so, you know, I'm thinking, like, all right, I'm in the clear, right? I'm in the clear, sweet. And maybe a minute behind her, my mother's best friend drives by, almost comes to a complete stop right here, right? Like, literally, like, jacks on her brakes, looks at me, shakes her head, and then just keeps driving. And I'm like, shit. Like, all right, now I gotta, like, as soon as this is over, like, if I don't get arrested right now, like, they're gonna find out, even if I don't get arrested, because, I mean, they never usually arrested you for little amounts of pot and stuff like that. So, like, I'm thinking there's maybe a chance I won't, but it's probably going to end up with me arrested, considering, like, my background with the police and everything. So, you know, but I'm thinking, like, we didn't really do anything wrong, you know what I mean? Like, what did we do wrong? Like, but I'm not questioning the police, because I'm like legit scared right now. And that's odd for me. Like, I was never scared of the police. Like, I would just straight up run away from them, or like yell something at them and then run away from them. Like, it was crazy. But so I'm thinking, like, well, fuck, because there's a gun, you know, involved, and I don't know if someone said I pointed it at somebody or what, you know. And so this one cop that knows me really well comes walking over after everything. You know, they even got a female cop there to search the female girl, and they found her baggie. And anyways, this one cop that knows me, we called him Shadow Cop, because this dude would, like, creep up out of nowhere. Like, we would be having, like, a party in the middle of the woods, and this dude would just, like, you'd look over your shoulder, and he'd be standing there like, what up? You know, like, and everyone would just bolt. So, like, he comes over with the baggies of pot, and he's like, he's got the pipe in his hand, and he's got the gun, and he takes the gun, and he's like, it's like, take this thing, bring it home, and don't ever bring it out of your house again. And then he takes the little baggies of pot and just dumps them into the grass and steps on it and, like, rubs them into the dirt and shit. You know, it's gone. Like, there's no saving that. And takes the pipe and hands it back to my buddy Jay, and he's like, you guys go grab your money and get the fuck out of here, and don't ever take that thing out of the house again, you know. And I'm thinking, is this for real happening right now, right? So we grab our shit, right? We just get in the car, and, you know, we just drive away. And we were just, it was crazy. Like, we all looked at each other, like, maybe, like, a minute. Like, it was like, we literally, like, this is what we did. Let me go to a blue here. So we pull out of here, right? And we start driving, and we just end up driving all the way here. Nothing's been said yet, right? We're all just driving, like, just completely dead quiet. I think we drove for, like, 2 minutes straight. And I looked at Jay, and then I hear my buddy D in the back just start laughing. And, like, we all just started uncontrollably laughing, and, like, oh my God, fucking, like, it was, like, insane. Like, it was just crazy, like, how, I mean, that whole situation could have turned out so bad. Like, if you think about, like, if that happened, like, today, like, we probably would have got shot by the police. Like, I mean, cops are fucking crazy. I'm not all cops, but, like, it's not cops that are crazy. It's people are fucking crazy. So, like, I mean, this happened in, like, I think, like, early 2000s. So it was kind of different back then. Like, people didn't have cell phones everywhere and shit. You know what I mean? It was like, it was different. But somebody obviously while we were at Tedeschi's saw the gun, me showing it to my buddy, and then called the cops. And but they wouldn't tell us what the hell happened. So yeah. Anyways, that's my story. You know what I mean? If you guys thought this was any tad bit interesting and you want to hear some more, I have plenty of more stories, man. I got into some shit when I was a kid. So yeah, give me a thumbs up. You know, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Or, you know, also let me in the comment section know, like, how you guys were as kids, or how you are now if you're still a teenager. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, if you want to hear another one, you know, just let me know, and maybe I'll do it again, and we'll see what we can come up with. I've got plenty more to go. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh shit, there's a dude right there. Did you see me? Shit. Shit, shouldn't have shot. Oh, he's panicking. He's panicking. Damn it! Oh, I hit him there. Die! Die! Oh shit! Jesus. Oh, he fucking pegged me. Pegged me. I don't think he's dead. How can I not reload? What the hell is this? There he is. He's dead.
Damn!
Yeah! How do I reload? Hands. No. What the fuck? Nope. Shit, that didn't work.
You guys are big meanie heads.
Guys, there's only one of me. I probably shouldn't tell him that, but
I was just minding
how the fuck do
my
you
own
reload?
business. You killed me.
This guy. I feel like he's baiting me. Just gonna stay low for a minute. We need a better gun, some better armor. Where the fuck everybody is? Flashlight, we don't need that shit. We got here. Oh, fucking zombie. Got here. Bison. You don't need no stinking bison. What's this? Fucking zombies. This off, mate! Oh god. Let's just check the next one. Ah! Oh my god! He's fucking dead. Fucking reload. I can't. It doesn't give me the option yet. Empty my. God. I hate this reload function.
How are you not dead? Like, I'm not even kidding. I sprayed, like, seriously tons of rounds.
Because I'm a fucking beast.
God damn it.